So let us find the range of the function whenever the function is completely increasing in a particular interval a comma b or completely decreasing in a particular interval a comma b. So this is method 7 to find the range of the function. So let us consider this part. F is increasing between a and b. F is increasing function as we have shown in the graph. So when f is increasing in this particular interval, find f of a, that means image of a, and find f of b. Then the function values lies in this interval. The function values lies in this interval, that is from f of a to f of b. You will have the function values, which is nothing but the range. Okay, so next, when the function is decreasing in the same particular interval a comma b, when the function is decreasing in the interval a to b like this, find f of a, find f of b, and this is the interval in which the function values lie. This is the interval in which function values lie. But you can clearly see that f of b is less when compared with f of a. F of b is less when compared with f of a. Therefore, the range we have to write as f of b comma f of a. Since f of b will be less when compared with f of a, range becomes close brackets f of b comma f of a whenever function is decreasing in close brackets a comma b. This is a very simple technique actually. Increasing or decreasing function, just find the images of a and b. For increasing function, we take the images also in this order only. For decreasing function, we will just swap the images of a and b, we will swap and write. So this is method 7 to find the range of a function for increasing or decreasing. Now let us look at method 8 to find the range of the function. So let us suppose you are given a finite interval. So f is defined on a finite interval a comma b like this. Okay, f is defined on finite interval a comma b. So first step is we have to find f dash of x is equal to 0. Means differentiate the given function equate to 0. So find f dash of x is equal to 0. Next solve this equation and find corresponding x values like this. So differentiate f dash of x is equal to 0. Differentiate f of x, solve f dash of x is equal to 0. Find corresponding x values. Now you consider only those x values which lie in this interval. Consider only those x values which lie in the given interval. Means in the given domain of f. Whatever x values are satisfying this interval, only take those. Okay. So take only those x values. Only those x values. Take only those values of x in the interval a to b. Okay. Now, after choosing those x values which lie in this particular interval, you find the function values for those x values. For example, let x is equal to alpha, x is equal to beta are in this particular interval a to b. Means I am supposing that alpha, beta are in this interval. Then you find f of x for alpha, find f of x for beta, means find f of x for these two values, and also find f of x for the end values of the interval. Find f of x also for the end values of interval. Now among these values, you will have the maximum or minimum of f of. So among these values, whatever is least, that will be the minimum value of the given function. Among these values, whatever is maximum or highest, that will be the maximum of given function. The procedure is f of x in this particular interval means f of x in a finite interval if they are given. Finite interval like this. Then what you have to do? First differentiate. Take f dash of x is equal to 0, solve, find x values. After that, you choose only those x values which are lying in the given interval. So let us suppose that alpha, beta are lying in this interval. Find f of alpha means substitute these two in the given function. Substituting alpha in the function f of alpha. Substituting beta in the function f of beta, and also choose the end values of the given interval. Means also substitute a comma b in the given function. So find f of a and f of b also. Among all these values, whatever is least, that will be the minimum value of function. Among all these values, whatever is higher will be the maximum value of the function. So you will get minimum, maximum, with which we can write range of the function. So let us do a simple example based on this method. Now see the example for the method 8 we discussed. Find the image of the interval. Image of interval means range. We have discussed that f of capital A or f of set A will be nothing but range, that indicates the range. So image of this interval means range of the function, defined like this they are asking. So therefore range of the function for this particular interval only, not the complete range of the function. Range of function for this particular interval is the question. So we want the range in finite interval like this. Finite interval range is required. So first consider f dash of x means differentiate. So differentiate, first term derivative, 2 into derivative of x cube is 3x square, minus 24 into derivative of x is 1. This is f dash. So take f dash of x is equal to 0, solve that. So f dash of x is equal to 0, 6 common. So x square minus 4 is equal to 0. X square is equal to 4. X is plus or minus 2. Now choose only those x values which satisfy this interval. Choose only those x values which lie in this interval. That means minus 2 does not lie in that interval. Therefore leave minus 2. Plus 2 we can take. Okay. Plus 2 we can take. So now find f of 2. Means only x is equal to 2 we have accepted. X is equal to minus 2 we have rejected. So we have accepted x is equal to 2. So find the function value for x is equal to 2 and also find the function value for end values of this interval. Means also find function value for 1, function value for 3. Now among these three values, whichever is lesser will be the minimum of the function in that particular interval, and among these three, whichever is higher will be the maximum of the function in this particular interval. Let us do f of 2 first. So f of 2, this is the function. Replace x with 2. Replace x with 2. So this will be 2 into 8 is 16 minus 48 plus 107. So when you simplify, 16 minus 48 means minus 32. 107 minus 32. Isn't it? 107 minus 32. So that becomes 75. Now come to f of 1. Put 1 in the function. 2 into 1 minus 24 into 1 plus 107. Minus 22 plus 107. So 107 minus 22, that is 85. F of 3 now. So 2 into 3 cube minus 24 into 3 plus 107. 2 into 27. 54 minus 72 plus 107. So 54 minus 72 means that is minus 18. So 107 minus 18. So 107 minus 18 means it is 89. Now see, what is the least value in these three? 75. That becomes the minimum value of the function in this interval. What is higher among these three? 89. This becomes the maximum value of the function in this particular interval. So minimum is 75, maximum is 89. So what is the range of the function now? Range of the function is close brackets 75 to 89. This is the range of the function. So this is the method we adopt whenever you are given a finite interval. Okay, now let us method 9 to find the range of a function. So here, if range of f is known to be close interval a comma b, and if this interval does not contain 0, interval does not contain 0, that means this is purely an interval containing positive values or purely an interval containing negative values. Not containing 0 means either only negative values are there in the interval or only positive values are there in the interval. Then the range of f of x will be range of 1 by f of x. This is range of f. So if you want range of 1 by f of x, just reciprocate these two and interchange the terms. Second model. If range of f is again close brackets a comma b, but now this closed interval contains 0. This closed interval contains 0. That means a is negative, b is positive. This interval contains 0 means a must be negative, b must be positive. Then range of 1 by f of x will be like this. Minus infinity to reciprocal of this one, union reciprocal of b to infinity. So this is the model to find range of 1 by f of x when you know the range of f. When you know the range of f, to find the range of 1 by f of x, this technique we can use. So example, let us consider a function like this. F of x is equal to 1 by 1 minus 2 cos x. So you are given a function like this. Range of this function is required. So find range of this function. So here, if you see the RHS, in the RHS we have cos function, and for cos function we know the range. We know the range of cos function. So using that known range of cos x, we will try to extract the range of this complete function. So first of all, we know that minus 1 less than or equal to cos x less than or equal to 1. We know the range of cos x. Try to extract range of this function now using this. So to extract the range of this function, first multiply with 2. So minus 2 less than or equal to 2, cos x less than or equal to 2. Now multiply with minus to get minus 2 cos x, multiply with minus. So when you multiply with minus, this inequality symbol will change. Inequality symbol will change. Okay. Now, minus 2 cos x interval we got, no? So add 1 now. Add 1. 3 greater than or equal to 1 minus 2 cos x greater than or equal to minus 1. Let us interchange 3 and minus 1 because in general practice we will have the smaller number first. So let us interchange this 3 and minus 1. When you are interchanging the numbers, again the inequality symbol will change. So interchanging minus 1 less than or equal to 1 minus 2 cos x less than or equal to 3. Now you know the range of this 1 minus 2 cos x but you want the range of reciprocal of this one. So this condition is applicable now. You know the range of this particular function, but you want the range of reciprocal of this. And see, this particular function range is -1 to 3. That means this particular range contains 0. Second model. Okay, so this function range is -1 to 3. -1 to 3 means it contains 0. 0 is there in the interval. Therefore, when you want the range of reciprocal of this function, this technique we have to use. So therefore the range of 1 by 1 minus 2 cos x. So this function range we have here. So we are writing the range of reciprocal of this. Interval has 0. What I should write? Minus infinity to reciprocal of this. -1 union reciprocal of this number, that means 1 by 3 to infinity. So this is the range of reciprocal function of this one. Reciprocal function of this one itself is our required f of x. So that is the range of f of x now. Now let us do this problem now. Range of f of x is equal to sin inverse x plus cos inverse x plus tan inverse x. So when we observe the function, we have 3 different terms in the right side, and of course these are inverse trigonometric functions. Let us find the domain of this function first. So domain of the first term is -1 to 1. Domain of second term is also -1 to 1. Domain of third term is R. And domain of f is intersection of all these 3. So when we have more than one functions involved, domain will be the common domain. That means intersection of individual domain of each and every term we will take. So first term domain, second term domain, third term domain, common domain is the domain of function. What is the common domain? This -1 to 1 only. Okay, -1 to 1 only. So f of x is defined. F of x is defined when x belongs to -1 to 1. This is the domain of the function. Okay, now consider the given function, that is sin inverse x plus cos inverse x plus tan inverse x. You want range. That means you want interval of f of x. So in inverse trigonometric functions, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x, this is the identity standard formula whose value is pi by 2. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2 plus tan inverse x as is. But of course, this formula is applicable only when x belongs to -1 to 1 only. Of course, here x belongs to -1 to 1 itself is the domain of the function. Domain of the function is this one. Formula is defined for this one. Both are matching, no problem. So f of x we got as pi by 2 plus tan inverse x. So f of x has only one function now. F of x has only one variable function. And this tan inverse x is a increasing function. For increasing function, when you know x interval, how to write the range? When you know that tan inverse x is increasing function in this particular interval, how to write the range? We have discussed that if a function is increasing in a particular interval like this, range is nothing but f of a comma f of b close brackets. So when you know that function is increasing in this interval, Find the image of first element, you find the image of this last element. Range will be written like this. Okay, so therefore, since tan inverse x is increasing in this interval, our range is now pi by 2 plus tan inverse x range in this particular interval becomes tan inverse of -1, means substitute x here, and tan inverse of 1. Okay, between -1 to 1, this is the range of tan inverse x. So pi by 2 plus tan inverse of -1 is minus pi by 4. Tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4. Now pi by 2 we have to add, no? So add pi by 2 to this interval. When you add pi by 2 to this interval, you will get pi by 4, 3 pi by 4. This is the range of given function f of x. So range of given function f of x is pi by 4 to 3 pi by 4. So this is the next problem. F maps R to R, G maps R to R, defined by f of x is mod x, g of x is step of x minus 3. This is step bracket, integral part of x minus 3. Okay, step function. G of, then what we have to find is all those g of f of x such that x lies in this interval. So you have to find g of f of x, or otherwise g circle f of x such that x lies in this interval. So you want the g of f of x, no? So let us first find g of f of x. G of f of x. G of, what is f of x? Mod x. Now g of mod x, see, g of x we have here. G of mod x means simply replace x with mod x here. Okay, here replace x with mod x. So when you replace x with mod x, what we get? Step of mod x minus 3. Step of mod x minus 3. So this is g of f of x value. You want g of f of x value only, but in this interval of x, not for all values of x, only for x values present in this interval. Okay, so we got g of f of x value. Now consider this interval, because we are interested in only this interval, not all values of x. So consider minus 8 by 5 is less than x less than 8 by 5. So we can write this as mod x less than 8 by 5. Mod x less than 8 by 5. From this interval, we will try to find mod x minus 3 now, because ultimately this is our target. So we got mod x. Now I will try to find mod x minus 3 from this. Okay, so subtract 3. Subtract 3, and remember, mod x is less than 8 by 5. Mod x less than 8 by 5, but mod x cannot be negative. Mod x cannot be negative. That means mod x will be definitely more than 0. So I can write the interval like this. Mod x is less than 8 by 5, but it cannot be less than 0. So mod x must be between 0 and 8 by 5, including 0. It cannot be negative. Right? Now subtract 3, because I want mod x minus 3. Now subtract 3. Subtracting 3, you will get minus 3 less than or equal to mod x minus 3 less than 8 by 5 minus 3. 8 by 5 minus 3. It is minus 7 by 5. So mod x minus 3 lies in this particular interval. You want step of mod x minus 3. Okay, we know that step of any number will be same between any two integers. Between any two integers. That means between 0 and 1, step of any number is 0 only. Between 1 and 2, step of any number is 1 only. Between 2 and 3, step of any number is 2 only. That means between any two integers, step will be same for any number. We have that idea. Now see, mod x minus 3 is in this particular interval. We want step of this mod x minus 3. So therefore what we have to do is, we have to look out for step between any two integers. Randomly total integer we will not take. We will take between two integers in this particular interval. We will try to find the step value between any two integers. Therefore what I will do is minus 3 less than or equal to mod x minus 3 is less than minus 2. I am separating the interval between minus 3 minus 2. Between two integers you have to take. So between minus 3 minus 2 I separated the interval, and between minus 2 and minus 7 by 5. Minus 7 by 5 means it is minus 1.4. So this total interval we divided into two parts. What we are trying to do? Total interval we are trying to divide as interval between two integers. So I took the interval between minus 3 and minus 2 separately, and interval from minus 2 to this minus 7.5 separately. Minus 2 to minus 1.4. In this particular interval, what is the step value of this? Minus 3. Between minus 3 minus 2, for any number, step of this will be minus 3 only. And in this interval, step of mod x minus 3 will be minus 2 only. For all numbers in this interval, step will be minus 2. For all numbers in this interval, step will be minus 3 only. Okay, so here step of mod x minus 3, in this interval it is minus 3, and in this interval it is minus 2. In this interval step is minus 3, in this interval step is minus 2. So step of mod x minus 3 means these two numbers are possible. Okay, so therefore for this particular interval of x, we actually determined g of f of x values only. This is nothing but g of f of x only, no? G of f of x only, no? So g of f of x values, set of minus 3 comma minus 2, only two numbers, set of minus 3 comma minus 2, this is g of f of x. Now let us look at this problem now, range of the function. So this function is actually in the model of rational function, numerator quadratic, denominator quadratic rational function. So whenever you have a function in this model, we will take this function is equal to y, we will take, and we will cross multiply, try to find quadratic equation. In that quadratic equation, delta greater than or equal to 0. By taking delta greater than or equal to 0, you will get y interval. Interval of y is nothing but range. We have one process already, but we discussed that method. We can take this to be equal to y, find quadratic equation in which delta is greater than or equal to 0, means roots are real. So you will get some interval of y. Y interval is nothing but function interval, that means range. But here, that method we can do always, that method is applicable, we can do. But here, we can write the numerator in terms of denominator. We have a much more simple process than that. Numerator you can express in terms of denominator like this. You can express x squared plus 3x plus 3 plus 1 numerator. In terms of denominator, you can express like this. Okay. Now separate. This by denominator will give you 1, and 1 by this denominator part. What is the method here? See. So if you find the range of this function, then you can get the range of reciprocal function also. Already we have discussed that model. If f is a function whose range is this one, then 1 by f range also we can find, or we can write 1 by f range also. For that, two models are there. That is, this particular range of f containing 0, not containing 0, two cases are there. So if you find the range of this denominator, you can write the range of reciprocal function also. That technique we will follow here. Let us find the range of the denominator part now. So range of denominator part means denominator is a quadratic expression. For quadratic expression we have written the method how to find the range. Okay, so consider x square plus 3x plus 3 quadratic. Ax square plus bx plus c, you compare with that one. Compare with ax square plus bx plus c. So a is 1, b is 3, c is 3. Coefficient of x square a is 1. So coefficient of x square is positive. When coefficient of x square is positive, you will get minimum value, for which formula is 4ac minus b square by 4a. So 4 into a is 1, c is 3 minus b square by 4 into a. So you are getting 12 minus 9, 3 by 4 you are getting. Minimum value is 3 by 4. So whenever coefficient of x square is positive, this quadratic expression graph will be like this. Minimum value of the function you will get at this point, but there is no maximum. So what is the range of this particular function now? X square plus 3x plus 3, minimum you know, but maximum there is no maximum. So 3 by 4 to infinity. 3 by 4 to infinity. This is the range of denominator. Then what is the range of reciprocal of this? See, the range does not contain 0. When range does not contain 0, that is range is like this without 0, what is the range of reciprocal function? 1 by b comma 1 by a only. 1 by b comma 1 by a only. So therefore what is the range of reciprocal function now? Range of reciprocal function means 1 by x square plus 4x plus 3. Sorry, 1 by x square plus 3x plus 3. So range of this function will be, what I should do? Reciprocate these two, interchange. Reciprocate means what is 1 by infinity? 0. What is reciprocal of this? 4 by 3. Reciprocal of this 0. Reciprocal of this 4 by 3. This is not included. This is not included. So reciprocal of this is 0, no? 0 is not included. Reciprocal of 3 by 4 is 4 by 3, and this is included in the interval. This is included. So reciprocal of this also you should include. This is not included. Its reciprocal also not included. So this is range of 1 by x square plus 3x plus 3. Then what is the range of this one? Just add 1, that's all. Add 1, you will get the answer. Okay. So 1 plus range of this we got like this 0 comma 4 by 3 we got. Just add 1. Add 1. 1 comma 7 by 3. Excluding 1, including 7 by 3. This is the range of given function. Including 7 by 3, excluding 1. Now look at this problem. Range of sine inverse of, this is step function bracket. Step function bracket. Sine inverse of step of x square plus 1 by 2 plus cos inverse of step of x square minus 1 by 2. Step function brackets, both terms. Okay, now see, we know that sin inverse of h of x, this is defined only when h of x lies in the interval minus 1 to 1. Same is applicable for cos inverse also. Cos inverse also same. Cos inverse h of x means defined when h of x is between minus 1 to 1. So therefore, using this process or using this concept, this particular term is defined only when this step of x square plus 1 by 2 is between minus 1 to 1 only. This is defined. Similarly, if this term is between minus 1 to 1, then only this is defined. So both are defined when this bracket is between minus 1 to 1 and this bracket is between minus 1 to 1. Now let us observe x square plus 1 by 2. X square is clearly 0 or more than 0. So x square plus 1 by 2 is clearly x square greater than or equal to 0. Add 1 by 2 on both sides. So x square plus 1 by 2 clearly greater than or equal to 1 by 2. So this x square plus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 or more than that. This x square plus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 or more than that. So to find the step of this one, we just now discussed that step is fixed between any two integers. Between any two consecutive integers, step value of any number will be same. So x square plus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 or more means between 1 by 2 and 1 for any number step is same. And after that between 1 and 2 step is same. Between 2 and 3 step is same for any number. So x square plus 1 by 2 greater than or equal to 1 by 2 means let us take the step function value by taking any two integers. Between any two integers only we will check. Right, first of all what I am doing is, let this x square plus 1 by 2 be taken between 1 by 2 and 1 excluding 1. X square plus 1 by 2 I am taking in this interval. Okay, I am taking in this interval excluding 1. Then what is step value of this one? Step value between 1 by 2 and 1, step is always 0 only. So step of x square plus 1 by 2 is 0. Okay, let us find this now. X square plus 1 by 2 interval you have. You want this interval. So from this one, how to find this interval? Subtract 1. Subtract 1. 1 by 2 minus 1. So minus 1 by 2. X square plus 1 by 2 minus 1. X square minus 1 by 2. Less than 1 minus 1, 0. Subtracting 1 you will get like this. So x square minus 1 by 2 lies in this interval. What is the step function value in this interval? Any number in this particular interval, step function value will be minus 1. So step of x square minus 1 by 2 will be minus 1. So whenever step of x square plus 1 by 2 is 0, then step of x square minus 1 by 2 is minus 1. So whenever this is 0, this becomes minus 1. Okay? Right. Hold on. Let us go to the next case now. So next case what I am doing is, observe x square plus 1 by 2 greater than or equal to 1 by 2. First case I took x square plus 1 by 2 between 1 by 2 and 1 I took. Next I will go to next remaining or next two integers I will take. Between 1 by 2 and 1 we have taken, no? Now I will take from 1 to 2. Between 1 and 2 I will take. Between 1 and 2. So 1 less than or equal to x square plus 1 by 2 less than 2. This is over. Now I am coming to 1 to 2. Between two integers only you choose, because between two integers step is same for any number. So this is interval is over. Now I am coming to 1 to 2. So whenever x square plus 1 by 2 is between 1 and 2, what is the step value? Step value is 1. Now for the same interval, let us find this value. For the same interval, if you want x square minus 1 by 2, just subtract 1 as we have done here. Subtract 1. Subtract 1, 1 minus 1, 0. Subtract 1, x square plus 1 by 2 minus 1. So x square minus 1 by 2. Subtract 1. Then what is the step value of this one? X square minus 1 by 2. Step value for this one, between 0 and 1. What will be step? 0. So shall I go to next case now? Next case is not possible. Why? Because see, between 1 by 2, 1 over. Between 1 and 2 over. What is the next step? I should take between 2 and 3. So when you take x square plus 1 by 2, between 2 and 3 when you take, what will be step? Step value will be 2. Sine inverse is not defined for 2. Sine inverse is defined only between minus 1 to 1. So next step is not required. Next step function is not defined. Between 1 and 2 I have taken. If you go to next step, between 2 and 3 if you are taking, step function becomes 2. Function is not defined. So no need of going to next step 2 to 3, not required. Okay. So therefore see, whenever this step is 0, we got this step as minus 1. Second case, whenever this step is 1, we got this step as 0. So what are function values now? Observe. Function values. Therefore f of x, see the first case, when this is 0, this we got as minus 1. Okay na? Or when first bracket is 1, we got second bracket as 0. So these are the possibilities. So f of x will be sin inverse 0 is 0 only. Cos inverse of minus 1 is pi. Sin inverse 1 is pi by 2. Cos inverse 0 is also pi by 2. So in the first case we got pi. In the second case also we got pi. So f of x, actually two cases are there, but in both cases we got the answer as pi only. Actually we have two cases, in both of them we got pi only. So f of x only one value pi you are getting. So range f of x values only pi we got, only one number pi we got. So what is the range of f of x now? So range of f of x is singleton pi, only pi. We don't have two distinct values, both are same. So only pi. Range of the function is pi only, singleton set.